everyone. I am Jitender Singh Dahiya. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and more. Today I have with me Dr. Venkat Kumaresan. He is the best-selling author of Father of Your Team, Workspace, Challenging Grow, who helps staff to resolve a variety of challenges they face at their workplaces. A humorist, motivational speaker, storyteller, YouTuber, business coach, book reviewer, and poet whose poems have been published in international anthologies and telecasted on channels in Mexico and Brazil. His book Father of Your Team was ranked number one Amazon US new release in office management category and 10 pre-eminent books for 2020 by Demode Lifestyle magazine. As a syllabus subcommittee member of renowned university, he has been contributing to making young grads more employable. Awarded recently as the most engaging public speaker. His interview with UK Book Talk Radio Club competed with interviewers of 12 other international authors and featured him as author of the week. Venkat has mentored professional college grads and children from 7 countries on art of creating voice tracks. Today he'll be discussing with us his life journey. So let us hear from him. Welcome, Dr. Venkat. The platform is open and now over to you.
Thank you so much, Jitender.
And that would be really wonderful to have you on our platform. So first thing I'd like to know from you, like how did your past life affected the person who you wanted to be and what you are?
All right. I should say that until 2019, I was a frog in the well. I was not known to people across. I was only known to my school friends, college friends, current employees, and some of my ex-colleagues.
Right.
So sharing information in a very interesting way was my strength, always my strength.
Okay, great.
So when I went for a book authoring course, I had met a trainer. So that trainer was traveling to Hyderabad the next day, and then she had another appointment to fly to Delhi the next day. So she was leading a high-flying career that day.
Right.
What I noticed was that trainer's skill was not as that great compared to mine.
Okay.
That was just my perception. So the reason is, so that person had chosen to pursue that path.
Okay.
And had developed the network and was able to get opportunities when you start. When you pursue and when you're open to pursue, you can always build your network. So when I wrote the book, I understood that you cannot be always selling books without the world knowing who you are. And that is when the programs like Facebook Live programs on Sweeten Your Work Life started. Only because people love Amitabh Bachchan, even when he sells Paragon chappals, it is being sold, right? So we have to reach out to people in a way that is admirable, and that way the current life compared to the past life is completely transformed.
Okay. Right. So if I talk about your passion, what are the things you are passionate about in your life?
Okay, I'll start with a very recent incident which happened today in a WhatsApp group of my school friends. So this morning, one of my friends had posted a message, which was of course a forwarded message, which said price of gas cylinder has become 1,000 rupees. Price of petrol has risen by 10 rupees in the last 16 days. But people are getting distracted by Kashmir files, RRR, like that. So that was the content of the message. Mm-hmm. So instead of worrying, if people are getting distracted in some way that keeps them happy, is that a problem? That was my question to them. So I like to see happy faces. So So even if you teach, that's something I'm passionate about, seeing happy faces.
Okay.
So even if you teach something very important in an uninteresting way, people get unhappy. So when you communicate something which is valuable in a less articulate manner, then also people will lose their interest.
Right.
So having the ability to make anything interesting through storytelling and humor being the skill, so this became my passion. So I'm a little lazy chap. So I want to somehow get things little easily. So I want to make things so easy that people can acquire value easier through channels that I engage with them. So that's my
great. So basically, like through your training programs or whatever ways, you want to people make happy, be happy, like that way.
Absolutely.
Great. So if I talk about your work and experience throughout, how it goes.
Okay, I will start from the you're interviewing me as an author, so I'll talk about authoring. So book authoring from conceptualization to working, it requires at least 2 hours of dedication every day if you are to finish writing a good book in about 3 to 5 months. Big success means a big sacrifice.
Right.
So when I started writing the book in English, at some point of time, I had a kind of a stumbling block. I felt, why should I have not written it in Tamil? Because there were certain words which were deeply emotional, which I could not churn out when I was writing the first chapter. So that is when I had referred stories of Anton Chekhov, the popular Russian writer, who uses very deep emotions in his story. His stories are very poignant. So I read the story, I marked some words. So that way I had an experience in writing an emotional content in the book. Robin Sharma's book gave me some way of using an engaging story to communicate content. The fiction books help me with character description, because I have not been a fiction author before, but Father of Your Team is using fiction as a medium for business self-help. So this is some part of the experience. But after I released the book, again, there was some experience. I initially was hesitant to approach a bookstore. I always had a fear of rejection. So I had visited a store called Connections, which is closer to my place, at least twice before, but I did not have the kind of comfort to ask them, what does it take to place Father of Your Team there? So I was that hesitant. But when it comes to this kind of a work where you are seen as an author, I realized that success is depending on a lot of people. If there is a video of mine which has reached 10,000 views, then the success of the video depends on those 10,000 people. So that is, So if we have to become an author from a different profession, we will have to be ready for this.
Right. And if I talk about the content, the kind of knowledge you have put up here, would be from your vast experience which you have worked throughout. So can you throw some light on that also?
Yes. One of the best part is when I visit any cities, there is somebody to call me home, meet me, and is very eagerly looking forward to spend some time with me.
Right.
The reason is they have been my team member before. So when I want to contact an expert in sports or industrial robotics or coaching, any new age area, I have somebody who I can reach out to who is an expert, better than the Google search engines, because they have been my team members before. So having applied the father manager perspective to my team, I get tremendous contentment throughout these years. Even when the team members are no longer working with me, I still see that there are moments of my life that they sweeten and add value. So the work experience, I would not have gained this work experience without my team.
Definitely. If we talk about a leader is a person who have a team who supports him, see him as a leader, then only you can be a leader. Without a team, you can't be a leader. So that is really important. And if I talk about your vision, mission, and goal for next 5 to 10 years, what should that be?
Well, my vision is a world where fresh and experienced staff work in a happy and a mutually beneficial ecosystem, devoid of any barriers of organizational rules. And my mission is to use my gift as a speaker to help people achieve with fulfillment. So when people just achieve, sometimes they get burnt out. So achieving with fulfillment is necessary for people to love their work life and have lasting relationships with each other. So that's my mission.
Definitely.
The goal, thank you. The goal would be to enable 100 million people to lead life happily at a close to their fullest potential.
Number is too aspiring, I guess, but if we have dedication, determination, that number is easily achievable. So best wishes to you. And now I want to know, if I talk about the life lessons, what are few of the life lessons you have learned from your personal and professional life and during this journey of being an author also?
Okay, firstly, I consider life is very precious. As an analogy, if I eat to 75% of my stomach's capacity when I'm at home, when I go to Barbecue Nation, I eat at about 125% of my general capacity.
Right.
Why is that? Because I know that there is a high value for money. I pay 940 rupees there at Barbecue Nation, and there are so many choices around. So it is okay to go a little overboard in life because one, it is precious and you have too many choices. So life is to be lived fully with fulfillment. So you can work hard, work too hard, but work in such a manner that you don't regret. So that is one of the lessons that I have learned. Number two is don't expect everyone to be the same. So people play different roles. Even amongst my followers, there will be people who encourage me yet have never read Father of Fifty. And there are a segment of people who buy the book and never read it. And there are some people who will provide you opportunities, contacts, some guys who will provide you a very detailed and a caring feedback. And there will be very few people who will find it difficult to digest or accept your transition. So there are, don't expect the same thing from everybody. So I would recall the popular humorist and media celebrity Bosky's quote: people who love you will help you do better. People who hate you will help you become the best. So that is one of my life lessons.
This is definitely wonderful.
Thank you. And number three is there is always a roundabout way of meeting your object. Life always offers a closest alternative if you are continuing to pursue along your goal. So if you have missed something at some point of time, don't worry, you will find an alternative as long as you are pursuing. That is third one. And the fourth one, I would say, health is very important. If you really care for your family, don't just take a hefty life insurance plan. Just take care of your health. These are my life.
Really wonderful. Health is really important, I must say. So now if I talk about your book, what is the core theme of your book, The Father of Your Team, and what you want to convey with that?
Okay. The core theme is leadership for lifetime. Even when people move away from the manager can still take interest in the overall well-being of the team, and that perspective will be immensely helpful for the organization. It will transform the life of a leader, and it can make the team member even outgrow that leader, who in this book is called the father manager.
So if I talk about the value building, if somebody goes and buy your book, read it, what are the core values or what are the core competencies he or she can develop through reading or processing the information you have provided in your book?
So, Jitender, certainly there are a number of workplace challenges that people face in organizations today. Leaders find it harder to keep up with the aspirations of people.
Correct.
People at times struggle to manage the workplace politics. There are people who come from different organizations. They find certain policies in the organization to be unfair to them.
Correct.
So there are a multitude of issues. You will find somebody growing faster in yet another department. People would ask you a question: is that department more valued than the role that we perform here? So there are a multitude of problems that people face in workplace, right? So father of your team becomes a handy guide to resolve these workplace problems for a leader. And if a team member is to read father of your team, he will see Freddy, the father manager, as a virtual mentor to navigate through all these challenges they find in their workplace.
Okay, wonderful. So if I talk about your book, so who is going to benefit the most, the leaders, managers, or the team members?
I would say both. It only depends on the perspective. For leaders, they will be in Freddy's perspective when they read the book. For a team member, they would be either in the characters like Henry or Martha or Arnold's perspective when they read the book. So so a leader will be able to solve a team member's problem. And if it is an employee who is not yet in leadership position, they will be able to learn from how Freddy grooms his team and will be able to reflect upon it and solve their challenges themselves.
Wonderful. So you have put thought on both the perspective as a team leader, manager, and as an employee as well. Wonderful. So great. So if I talk about you as a person, so when you started your you were young, when you started your education and then the working, what kind of person you were? Were you an introvert or an extrovert then? And now, have you transformed? How you transformed from there to now?
Okay, I was always a 90% extrovert. I cracked jokes with unknown people as well. So this morning, when I was in a petrol station, I was filling petrol for my bike, and I had not even closed the fuel tank when it was done. There was a guy who came from behind impatiently and rammed into the bike. So I told him, see, petrol price won't go up so fast, so please wait for a minute. So you can, I'm an extrovert. I love to entertain people. And as kids, we also love people who make us laugh, showing faces, right? So similarly, there is a child in everybody still. So the plus in being an extrovert is you can engage people very well. You will get people who very quickly become your admirers, and some contacts who may want to give you opportunities generously.
Yes.
The minus is you may lose some opportunities as well. Say if a person who invited you for an event was a bad speaker and all spotlights turn on you, then that person can feel insecure and may not invite you for the next event. So this can also happen.
Right. So both ways, whatever ways, if we see introvert, being an introvert or extrovert, both are having positive and negative sides also. So what we choose is up to us. If I talk about the kind of support you get in your life from all across, so who were the people supported you the most throughout?
When it comes to authoring the book, obviously it is my guru, Mr. Raja Singh, the book writing coach. He went beyond the requirements of the 6 days workshop. He was willing to change the book cover multiple times to communicate the right message and make it attractive. And he provided marketing tips for at least 2 years after the course was over. And there was, I would like to attribute the transition to an author to my book writing coach, Mr. Raja Singh. So he was willing to do any number of iterations on the book cover to make it appealing and communicate the concept. And he provided marketing tips for almost 2 years after the course was over.
Wonderful.
And there was a author, Ribai, who bought 11 books on Flipkart on day 2 of the release for his team.
Great.
when I shoot Facebook live videos, when I initially shot the Facebook live videos, I didn't have the studio setup like this. My entire family supported. My younger daughter used to do some cosmetic touch for me to look a little brighter. My wife used to hold a bulb in front for the pleasant yellow lighting. My elder daughter used to stand outside to see that nobody else disturbs or rings the doorbell. My parents will finish dinner very fast before the 8 o'clock shoot, and they will get into a room so that there's no noise around. So that was the kind of family support, and it continues that way.
Wonderful.
My manager in office, Mr. Manish Bilwarkar, understands that pigeonholes are not for eagles. So he allows people to explore their creativity and skills beyond their work and encourages them on that fact.
Great.
There was an NLP practitioner, Kavita, who gave almost all her contacts that she developed over many years and referred me to them. So I was able to tap only a few of them. So there are a lot of people like this. When Father 15 was first originally written, it was too lengthy. So my copy editor said that if you are giving this copy to me, then I will charge you more because I charge per word. So he wanted me to get it trimmed. So there were two students who used to always get first rank and second rank in school, Uma Raghavan and Priya Kumar. So I gave those lengthy chapters to both of them because they were very patient to read right from the school days. Right? So I gave those to them and asked them to edit things which they found to be redundant. So they did that for me. There's one of my college friends, Varadarajan, who is one of my best friends and critic. When I upload a YouTube video, then he will send a long comment with 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So when I shoot the next video, I will say I have taken care of your comment 1,6,8. So that is the level of nuance people observe and think about this journey. And I'm really very sure I've missed a lot of people, and I'll do some justice to it when I have any other interviews.
Wonderful, that's great. So if I talk about the kind of inspiration and motivation in life, so who are the people you get inspired or motivated from?
There are many. There is a Tamil lyricist and philosopher, Kannadasan, who was one of my earliest inspiration during my college days. His motivational books start with one line, which says, I have led life in a way it should not be led. So I have the credibility to guide others as to how it is supposed to be lived. So that is how it is. So that line also gave me the confidence that you need not be the greatest, always to share something with others. True. And number two, I respect Robin Sharma for his free doses of motivation. The global guru ranked number 1 Ron Kaufman for his attitude of taking efforts to add value to a person who had not paid any money in the same way that he would treat someone who has paid a few $1 million. I love MS Dhoni for his leadership. He knows when to come forward and when to lead from behind. Dr. Kalam for his universal acceptance. And some common people like Parota shop owner who lives in our neighborhood. Actually, I wanted to retire at 50 and I wish to lead a very laid-back life. There were people who taught me that it is not supposed to be done. One of them is my English teacher, Mrs. Meena Suresh, who's well past 60s, but she still wakes up at 3 a.m. to teach kids across the globe.
Wonderful.
And there is a person named Jayaseelan, 60 years old, he works for rural upliftment and attends a number of training sessions even now. So I believe that when you keep your ego low, a lot of people can inspire you. As I conduct interviews for Our Time with Achievers, I realize like Champ Sarvesh, who I interviewed, the guy who ran 760 kilometers, a 9-year-old boy, throwing 2 lakh seeds along the way, the young baking celebrity Vinusha, the young scientist Kritik, who is hell-bent to create affordable inventions. The yoga Guinness record holder, Dr. Prisha, who has made a blind student create a world record. So young children also inspire me. So as I said, if you have to keep your ego low, then you will have a lot of people who can inspire.
Yes, definitely. We can see inspiration, motivation all across, wherever like we find things, we can get motivated. So that is really wonderful. So many people you talked about. So now if I talk about the success, what is your take on success? How do you feel like success should be to you?
Okay, I would say achieving something that is long lasting, that can make the world better for you and for others. That is my definition of success.
Right.
If others are to say that we lived a worthy life, we have to believe in it and we have to work towards it.
Right, right. Wonderful. Nice thought. So we are moving on to the last question. Any message, advice you would like to make to our viewers and listeners?
Yes, I can share something from my own experience. So
Sure.
if you are to be a very successful consultant, you would require a good number of clients to vouch for you.
Right.
So when you are a big success, it automatically means that a huge number of people are responsible for your success.
Definitely.
Like if you are a celebrity in the movie world, everyone who watched your teaser, everyone who shared it, went to a movie hall, all those people make the celebrity, right? So if you are a CEO who has grown very fast, everyone who implemented your vision without allowing you to fail are responsible for your growth, for your success.
Yes, really.
So so I believe that anyone grows from a small influencer to a big influencer by role modeling, service mindset, and valuing the people who support them through. So big success also means a very big sacrifice. Be ready for it if you love to have big success.
Definitely, really important. Work on basics, and don't forget the people who were there when you were like gradually moving ahead. They were the people who were behind your success. So really a great thought. I must say it was an amazing interview with you. You have shared so many amazing insights, and I really want to hear more from you. I enjoyed our conversation and looking forward to hearing from you soon again. Thank you so much, Dr. Venkat, for your time. It was really awesome.
Infinite thanks for this opportunity, Jitender.
Wonderful. And I'll also share the social media link and website link of yours so that people can be in touch with you. Take your help, take your guidance wherever they feel like. So that will be a great help from your side, as you mentioned.
Yeah, that's a very magnanimous gesture, much valued, Jitender.
Definitely. So guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so much everyone for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and valuable insights and enjoyed watching it too. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you.